All right. And so all this mess, I don't know what this is here. Yeah, make that smaller. Oh, let's go. So this guy, let's say he's kind of interesting. So he's got this mouth breather thing on. Why does he? Well, what's he look like without it? Maybe he doesn't need it. Maybe it's like uh there's a couple characters like at different points Doctor Doom is taking his mask off and there was nothing wrong with his face. He was actually very attractive. I think there's a couple other characters like that. So what's his name? From Star Wars, Kylo Ren. There's nothing wrong with his face. Well, eventually it had a scar, but that's okay because obviously, what's her name? Daisy Wrigley dig the scar still. So, but anyway, but there was nothing wrong with his face, but he wore that mask. So maybe this guy doesn't really need this mask. It's just for intimidation. So let's just go ahead and draw him what he probably looks like minus the mask. Okay, and maybe we'll put some scarring on him or something. So, all right. So let's see. So I'm gonna do the quick layout of a head. This is the way I usually start. All right, just an oval, and then I put my lines in for the, and then I'm gonna go with the nose, and then I usually do the mouth, which is pretty much halfway between the chin and the nose. The nose is about halfway between the forehead and the chin. And, everybody's slightly different. This is just kind of a generic way I would do it. Another thing I like to do, and it actually does help your, it really does help your work to have reference. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, let's find a face reference for this guy. Male face. I'm typing on my other screen. You can't see what I'm typing, but that's what I'm typing. And what I'm going to do is it's giving me a bunch of them, but I don't know which ones are royalty free. And because I'm going to post this, you know what? It's okay. It's fine. I'm not going to stress about it. I'm just going to grab one. Break my rule on that a little bit. Just because for time. Okay. But I think this guy is probably possibly I think he's dark skin, so it could be African or at least someone from probably not Asia. So I'm going to say African descent. So that could be anywhere from Morocco to Egypt to different parts of Africa. So I'm going to say, and maybe he's a mix. Maybe he's African American. So let's see. We just need a face reference for this guy. All right. Well, this guy works pretty good. I don't know who this guy is, but it's not the guy I clicked. There we go. Okay. So hold on. I got a face over here. I'm just grabbing a reference. Open with. How do you pronounce this guy's name? I can't think of his name. This guy. Okay. Copy it. I'm just bringing it in here for a reference. Paste it. Okay. And I'm going to free transform. Shift so I don't distort it. Do you know this guy? You know what I'm talking about? It's Eba Els or whatever. He's been in a lot of movies recently. He's English. He's got an English accent. Okay, I don't wonder. It's okay. It doesn't really matter. All right. So anyway, so he's got his nose here, and his mouth is kind of this. His lip, and he's got a chin beard here, and his eyes. Eyes are most important. So his eyes. Okay, so what you got to remember about eyes is that there's one eye space between the two eyes. Okay, so the eyes should line up with the corners of the mouth. So on his, see that the corner of his mouth lines right up with his eyes. Okay. Okay, so the eyes and the corner of the mouth line up with the eyes. Okay, with the center of the eyes. And there's one eye space between the eyes. Okay. All right. All right, so he's got this kind of a... All right, just doing a rough of his face in here. He's got underlids. He's got big eye pupils here. All right. And I probably need to move his nose down. I think his nose is too high. So edit, cut. I love Photoshop. Edit, paste in place. Oops. Oops. Undo the movement. Remember to lock that background. I want the nose I just put in there. There it is. There you go. Yeah, his nose is lower on his face. That looks better. All right. And you gotta adjust these things. Okay, so his nose is almost a straight triangle. He doesn't really have a... See that? There is the line right here with the top of the ridge, but his nose really doesn't. His nostrils and the bulbous part of his nose is pretty big. His nostrils are smaller, and they kind of go into a triangle here. So this eye, this side of the face is all in shadow, so I'm just gonna have to go with. Assumption of that side of the face, but that's okay. I'm not going for exactly just a reference. Okay, and he's got this lip here. Okay, and the lower lip. So the lower lip is often two, what do you call it, together? You put two kind of teardroppy ovals together to make the lips. Okay, and there's always this little dip here. Okay, and all right. Okay, so what the first stage of painting a person is the line stage. You got to set the lines up. So his eyes are really important. Okay. He's got this brow thing going on here. Big eyebrows. Okay, and then he's got this thing going on with this kind of bags under his eyes, and he's got a definite, comes in from the side of his nose, this definite division of his kind of like the muzzle, if you will. If that, I don't know how else to describe that. Okay, and then his nostrils are that, and then his lower lip has the, so what you usually have is you have the chin here, and then you have a muscle. There's two muscles on the side. You have a lot of muscles around your mouth, but right here and here. Okay, so when you do the shading, you're always gonna have some light. It's always gonna have kind of a raised area there. So, all right, so I'm gonna bring his face in. It's kind of a triangle-y face. Hard edge. My dog is dreaming again. Okay. Looks like a mugshot. So funny. of generic, isn't it? But it's okay. We'll give him some personality here. I'm just roughing it in. And the eyes will be a big personality thing. Alright, so this part of his eyes comes down. And this goes up. So his under eye is very prominent. And it looks like his eyes are staring off the wrong direction, actually. Alright. And his other... His mouth. I gotta get rid of that original line under there. It's messing me up. Oh, I see what happened. I started drawing on the... that's why. I started drawing on the layer with the nose. I moved the nose on. I thought I was drawing all on the same layer. But obviously, that's the problem. What's going on? So I'm just going to basically drop this layer onto that one. So I got all the same layer. So that way I'm not dealing with multiple layers and I don't know what layer I'm drawing on. Okay. So his nose. This is darkness on that side of his nose. So this bulbous of his nose goes way over here. This one is just a little bit. Okay. And then his kind of a sharp angle here. And this is very sharp here. Okay. Alright. And his eyes are really, really dark. Okay, and then his ears coming in here. This is... I know a lot of people don't notice this, but the inside of it comes out from the inside of your ear. I don't know why, but it's like something that's often missed. The fact that your ear comes from the inside way out. In fact, the bottom of his ears barely sticks out at all. And then his neck is here. So his neck muscles actually work like this. They come in like this. Okay. His top of his head looks like small, so I'll fix that. He's got a his hairline. It does look like a mugshot. Okay. Yeah. People love calling me while I'm in class. Phone won't ring all day, but when I'm trying to do something, a demo or in class, that's when the phone starts ringing. Okay. Alright, so... So, alright, and then he's got, and he's got the beard and the mustache right there. What's up? Oh, he had to go. Alright. Okay, and then here. Alright. So I just gotta fix the eyes, need some work. So put there. There. and then you have all this dark in here. So this is all going to be painted eventually. I'm going to paint this guy. But for right now, I'm just doing the layout drawing, more or less, trying to put in the shading. I think this lip needs to come down more. This one needs to come down more here. That'll help. It kind of a little raised up on the edge. He's got his beard there. Alright. And then we got this dent here. His nose. Okay. Alright, so he's getting there. So anyway, so I think this eyebrow comes over more. This one too. This dent here, but his eyebrow seems to end right there. But this eyebrow comes down and over even more. And then down like that. So okay. Alright, and there. Okay. Alright, so and then his shoulders. Alright. So this is what this guy's supposed to look like without the mask. Okay. Alright. So what I'll do is I'll go through and the next thing I'll do is I'll go through and I'll clean up the line on this, because this is just a sketching phase of getting it to look correct. That makes sense? You guys are awesome with feedback. Awesome feedback, guys.
It looks really good.
Thank you, but what I'm trying to say is, do you understand? This is the sketch phase. So.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So we're gonna go through. We're gonna paint this guy, and we're gonna paint him. I know this is a black and white picture, but I'll paint him a skin tone. There's a lot of pictures of the same actor, so I can easily find reference for his facial tone. I'm bad at doing portraits to make them look like the actual people they look like. So don't hold me to making this look exactly like this guy. But I'm just basically trying to. I was using him as a reference for a more realistic looking character. So. Anyway, and then I'm going to go through and clean it all up in a minute with the line drawing. So he, I think is, okay. Yeah, it's definitely the eyes. All right, and his head shape a little bit. All right, so all right, and then he's got shading in here, and he's got this kind of shading thing going on here. This is definitely dark over here. But we don't have any reference for what's going on over there, so that side we're just going to have to make it up. All right, and he's got, I think my guy here this is too far over. He's got more forehead than I have. Hairline, see, some more space in here than I got here, So his head kind of does this thing like that back there. Alright, so probably the same thing on the other side then. I'm assuming. And my hair is kind of, he's almost literally straight across. My hairline was curving. Alright, so that's close enough. I think that's good enough for the reference as far as Yeah, the eyes are very important. Eyes are like one of the most important parts of a face. So he doesn't really look like him too much, but it's okay. Close enough. Close enough for what we're doing. We just needed a face. It doesn't have to be elbow exactly. So I think the problem is what? The mouth? And this could be. And the darkest spot is right here, actually. He got a little bit of darkness under the nose. And you have some darkness in here. And then you have definite darkness in here for this. Because this whole side of his face is in darkness. The ridge of the bones on the okay. All right, it's pretty close. So we'll go with that, and then we'll what time is it? It is 25. Okay. So I got an hour. I got another half an hour. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll make another layer over top of this. All right. And I'll get a can't really even make a firmer line than that. So let me change my brush. Let's see what this brush looks like. Man, the pressure sensitivity is killer on this thing. There you go. I like the pressure sensitivity, but so. Oh, that's dumb with me. I forgot. Alright, so going for the eyes again. And start with the eyes because they're really important. Hand shaky. I think the eyes look better before I put this other line in, didn't it? It's okay. It can all be fixed. It's just some lines. In a virtual environment. Not even real. That was crooked. Oops. It looked better before I started doing this relining. I need to stop looking over there at that drawing and follow my actual lines I put down. This eye, this pupil is. So blacken both eyes in and put the white back in later. Okay, so it's got this weird little dip here. And this comes down here. And it's got a thing there. There. This one comes up a little higher because it's a little bit of an angle. So this comes down a little bit more here. Alright, and then it looks like a third grade drawing right now. It's the eyes. The eyes look terrible, that's why. Doesn't it look like a third grade drawing? It does. Fix the eyes. There. Still looks like a third grade drawing. It's alright. When I painted it, it'll look better. I told you I'm a better painter than I am a drawer. I think his mouth is wrong. I think it's got to come down more. I think that's what's going on. I think it's got to come down a little bit more. Looks really stupid. But it's because of the drawing under it. Okay, so let me connect these things together. Oops. Merge down. Okay, so there you go. Because the drawing under it, I gotta erase the mouth. Where it was at. The line for the there. That looks really funny. Okay. I started it. I can fix it. But at least his mouth looks like it's in a better place now. His mustache doesn't come lower. Under his nose. That looks better. Sometimes you just gotta adjust stuff. But you want to do it now before you start painting it. Because once you start painting it and you're well into painting, you look at something and it looks... And then you realize it was wrong. You're like, oh, dang it. I've fixed paintings in the painting stage where I, screwed something up and I didn't realize it until I was already painting it. Because it'll just look different and you'll just be like, man. You'll see it and you've already probably worked on the painting in that area, but you'll just have to there's nothing you can do about it. You got to get it right. So you just repaint it. That part anyway. Okay. So his chin got to come down here. That looks better, right? I think proportionally his mouth was too low or too high. Okay. Okay. And then his nose kind of goes over here like this. So this is the shiny light. His nose, this is the drop down. This is the... There you go. So these are going to be just guidelines that actually won't even be... By the time the painting's done, I usually actually end up erasing most of the lines. And it's just painting that you see. Just the painted. Yeah, that looks better. There you go. I lost the third grade drawing look to it. This is good, which is what I didn't want. Or third grader. I don't know. What grade do kids usually start? I guess even high school. They start doing the drawings that look sort of real, but yet something's wrong with them. I'm guessing his hairline is back here again. That's usually high school, right? See, doesn't that look better now? The mouth is fixed. It made all the difference, I think. So I'm much happier with it now. Okay. The head shape is a little off still, but I can fix that. Alright, so in this particular case he had a collar on, but that's not really that important for what we're doing. He's got some wrinkles in his neck, but we could make him more muscular if we wanted to. Make him more muscular than he actually is. Because he's not really that guy, it's just a reference. You know what I mean? If I was going for 100% likeness, I don't think I'd achieve it. Alright, so we got that, and we got his kind of that line that kind of goes there, the planes of the face. Alright. Hair is even up higher, and the hair definitely round up there. Okay, that's close enough. All right, so it kind of looks like Chadwick Boseman a little bit more than this guy. Who he's supposed to look like, doesn't he? All right, and then this bottom part of his lip is dark. I don't really need to do that but I'm just trying to make sure it looks right. So for it to look right, I need some markers in there, and that's one of them. Okay. All right, and we gotta definitely eyelids. Okay. And then these are dark, just as a reference point. And this is dark in here as a reference point. Alright, that will work. And then we have a kind of a shadowing thing going on here. But this is going to go in the paint stage, so that's filled in the paint stage. So he's got kind of a thing going on up here, and then this goes off into the shadows. All right, that'll work. So he's got kind of an ear. His ear goes like that, and then there's this shape here in the ear, and then there's the shape down here, and then there's the bottom of his ear. And I think he's got kind of a rolled out ear right there. So, and the same thing would go on over here. I'm assuming that this ear is going to look very similar to the other ear, so we'll just go with that. This comes up here, up there. So I can't see the other side of his face, so like I said, I'm just kind of filling it in there. Alright, that'll work. Alright,